Today, we're going to be talking about pagers, cell phones, and home phones on this episode of
What?
Retro Dojo.
This episode of Retro Dojo is brought to you by Masterminds Incorporated, a monster mystery series for middle grade readers. Get your copy today from Amazon or special order from your local bookstore.
We live in a world where basically all of human knowledge is available on a teeny tiny little smartphone. But back when we were kids, the coolest thing you could have was a pager.
That was a cool thing.
Did you have a pager?
I did have a pager, and always walking around, I was probably about 14, 15 years old. But of course, it wasn't activated at any point because I was too young. But yeah, walking around, of course, go to look down. People are like, oh, did you get a page? No.
Sadness. I had one, but I was in like my early 20s. That's when I got one. Of course, nobody wanted to call me, so you just check it all day.
Hoping.
Oh, dang. I think someone might beat me one of these days. Nobody ever did.
No.
There was only one person that was going to get a hold of me, and that was my girlfriend, now wife. And I usually talk to her every day on the phone anyways, so that was it. But that's all you had. Yeah, and even if you did get beeped, what were you going to do? Unless you had one of those brick phones, or like one of those bag phones that you keep in your car.
Yeah, the car phones. Those were
like
those
this
were pretty
thing.
interesting.
This thing right here.
Yes.
Hello?
I can't hear you.
But
the service is horrible.
Yes. Back in the day, the only like if you watch movies and TV, we paused. We just wait. That's okay. We're interesting enough without words. We can just be quiet.
Fun fact, though, pagers came out in around 1921.
That's not fun at all.
No, it's not fun.
How big was it?
But I mean, you think about it, pagers came out in 1921, but yet they didn't blow up until the 80s or 90s.
How did it work?
I don't know.
Do you have to have a box and you'd crank?
If you know, comment or email us and let us know. But
number 6 needs me to call.
Yes, number 6.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and then I remember cell phones. I remember watching. Fond memory was Saved by the Bell.
Oh, yeah.
Zach had the big phone, but the problem is the cell phone. Where are you going to put it? I mean, you literally have to put it in your backpack to carry it around, or else you're going to have this big bulge on your back pants. That's a huge wallet.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Throw it away. Disappear.
It's gone now.
He's magic.
I threw it into the sun.
Car phones are the huge thing. And of course, and I bring this up, and this is because of movies and TV shows. But it always seemed like lawyers had car phones, doctors and drug dealers had pagers. And there's nothing against
stockbrokers had car phones too.
That's true, yeah.
Buy, sell, stocks, bonds.
Yes, that is true.
Ow.
That is true.
I never had a car phone.
I never had
pager.
A buddy of mine had a car phone, obviously inoperable. It didn't really work. But it was cool to be able to zip, zip, zip.
Did you order pizza?
Fake pizza.
Oh.
Lego pizza.
Outrageous.
Yes.
I don't know what any of that would be, but I never had one. I had a pager, and then when somebody would page you, it almost seemed like more of an I think I would just rather not know that somebody needed to get a hold of me. Because if somebody paged you,
that's true,
but you didn't have a car phone or a brick phone, then that means you had to drive around until you found a phone booth, which those don't even hardly exist anymore. So you had to go find one, usually at some nasty gas station where people got murdered.
Yeah. And if you do know, take pictures. We're interested.
Yeah. Do you have a phone booth in your town or near your house?
Which we actually do in our town, but it's not a workable. It's just there for historical purposes.
It's not a workable at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't a workable.
I think I seen Superman run in there once.
Weird.
No.
Yeah, so you'd have to stop and call somebody, so that's ridiculous. So they're really more convenient. I mean, I'm not important enough to need one. So it just ended up being weird. I think I canceled mine after like a year.
Yeah.
Because nobody was going to call me.
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
And of course, you had the old home phones.
Yeah, growing up, I had the old corded phones with the rotary buttons, or not buttons, rotary dial.
Buttons.
Rotary buttons, rotary dial. And the cool thing I always liked about it is, if you don't want to be disturbed, take it off.
Let's take it off the hook. There.
I mean, after a while, you hear bam, 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 and then you gotta go.
Don't do that. There.
That's
Nobody can call. You also could just not answer the phone.
That's true too. And then the old, remember the old call waiting. You know, this was when the cordless phone came into effect. But you know, you always had to go up and you had to go click real fast.
Oh yeah.
And then I'd go over to your other call. You had to click it back to go back to the other call. So that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And of course now the cordless phones, they just had a button.
Yeah. Hello?
Yep.
Do you ever notice that cordless phones, like, just sort of, maybe I'm wrong, it seemed like the last cordless phone I saw was like 2.4 gigahertz, which I'm not exactly sure what that means, but is it weird that they just stopped? Like, I remember a high-end cordless phone when they first came out was like 900 megahertz, and then, like, it would go up, but then it seems like it stopped at 2.4 gigahertz, and I don't know why. It's irrelevant, I suppose, but...
I guess I'm assuming that has to do with the frequency between the base and the phone. So you could go like half a mile. I'm exaggerating, but you could go quite a ways away before it starts becoming all staticky.
Oh, that could be.
I'm assuming that's the reason why, because obviously if they had them back then, you just walk to the kitchen and then back to your chair.
I don't know. Are you a phone person? You should tell us. What does the gigahertz mean? What does that mean?
Let us know.
Does it mean that's how far away from the base you can get? Or what? Like, I don't know.
Of course, mine is assumption, so...
Yeah, at the time, we just bought it because it was higher number than
or
whatever.
Or look cool. I remember buying my very first one by myself, just so I could have one in my room. Because I hated going out, grabbing the phone, walking back, and then, of course, I hear my parents, David, where's the phone?
And now a lot of people don't even have home phones.
No, the vast majority of people that do, I think, that do have home phones, is the older generation, or people that give the phone number out for, like, bill collectors. So that way this answer machine picks it up. They don't have to worry about it. But the biggest thing is, obviously weird. You had, you went from, the car phone, essentially, to the big cell phone.
Sure about that?
Yeah, big cell phone. Now you have smartphones. Now we have the smartphones.
You almost don't even need a home phone, really, but a lot of people still have them. Personal likes and dislikes. It's cool being able to access all information. How many times you not know anything? Like right now, we're not going to in the middle of the show, but we could just look up what does a gigahertz mean on a phone.
Right, yeah.
You could do that.
Google.
Stuff like that. That's very handy. It does create a situation where you feel like you need to be connected to things all of the time, and I know I do it, and I don't like it, but...
there's a big, huge thing going on. You guys see it on Facebook, a bunch of memes, where, you see kids that are outside playing, and then the other picture is kids playing on their phones and not socializing verbally, not having human contact, even though what's going on right now. But, I don't know.
I think most people get over it, though. It's just weird.
It is weird.
So you get used to it, and then you got to check. Like, what's going on Facebook? What's on Instagram? Twitter? Yep. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't have two phones.
Apparently, his hands are phones. Hi!
Hello!
We're going to put them together.
I can't hear anything with these hand phones.
But, yeah, you see the pictures, the different kinds of phones that are out there. Swatted away. And I know there was some odd phones out there. I remember going over to, people's houses, girlfriends, and they'd have the lip phone.
Yeah, Sports Illustrated would give you a football phone.
Yeah, the football phone.
Could you only call football players on it?
Yes.
Oh.
No. You can call it.
I don't like sports ball. You could call anyone. I used to think that if you had a car phone, the phone number was the license plate, so that you could just dial anyone's license plate. Yeah. I saw it in a movie, like, the guys were in two cars, and it didn't occur to me that the guy in the other car just knew what the other phone number was.
Oh.
I thought he was, like, dialing the
license plate.
Hello.
But how would you dial the letters?
Too slow.
Well, I guess there's letters on there, but...
I don't know. And would you want that? Just call... The guy stops one more time. Hey, speed up!
Stop it!
What are you, an idiot? That would be
That's
terrible.
funny. That's funny.
Overall, it's a glorious, wondrous age of technology we have.
Yes,
where
it
tiny
is.
pieces of glass have all the information we need.
I
So,
don't think the glass actually has the information.
do we rate it? How do we rate it?
Well, me personally,
Wait, what are you rating though? The phone or the pager or the brick phone?
I'm gonna
or
do
the car
all.
phone?
I'm gonna do all. To me personally, the pager was IE. Obviously, you would get some information across to somebody, especially in a dire emergency. 911, that was a given thing.
Yeah.
If you had a real big emergency, they can just put 911. Pager would go off. 911. Oh, I better go. I think in movies and stuff you can see that. So I give those an IE. The car phones. I guess car phones, corded phones, that would be more of a rad to me, and cell phones obviously were tubular just because we still use them today.
That's fair.
Not so much on the house phones, but cell phones in general are still used to this day. Pagers obviously are gone. I don't know anybody that would even have a pager.
Some people still have them because they work in very specific circumstances.
That's
I would rate all of them as I. Because while I like having them, sometimes I don't know that they don't, like, their own problems don't outweigh
That's true, yeah.
the benefit. It's nice, like, if you hurt yourself or you're in a car accident, that you could just call anybody. It's nice that you can be in the middle of taking your brakes apart on your car and be like, oh, geez, I don't know how the spring goes back in there, and look it up real quick. Yeah. So I guess that's good. But are we creating, like, a gap that we'll never be able to fill because now we don't have this knowledge? Like, if we don't have instantaneous access to knowledge, then what? It just all falls apart. But how could you ever complain about having instantaneous access to all knowledge in the world, the universe?
That is true, yeah, because, I actually just watched a show the other day that his kids weren't cleaning the house or whatnot, and guess what he did? He took away the Wi-Fi. Of course, what happened? Oh, my God! And they acted like the end of the world.
It is a catastrophic event when you lose Wi-Fi, that's for sure.
It is.
But so,
I cry.
Those are our thoughts and feelings about regular house phones,
yes,
brick phones, car phones, which usually came in a bag, and pagers that nobody has unless you're a drug dealer. No offense to drug dealers, although you should stop selling drugs. No, we don't. Stop selling drugs.
But yeah,
that's it.
Yep, that's it. So
that was an episode. We will see you next week on Retro Dojo when we talk about I Don't Know Yet.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Thanks again to our sponsor, Masterminds Incorporated. If you have a middle grade reader that enjoys thrills and chills, then be sure to check out this series in print, on your Kindle, or as an audiobook.
I know. Like, were you a super duper cool kid that had a pager? Were you a cool kid with a pager?
I was. I lost what we were doing. I think I know what you're going at, but